please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
At 10:30, the Supreme Court will resume hearing on the Karnataka issue. The drama has now spilled over to Goa, Bihar, Manipur. The Congress plans to parade its MLAs at Raj Bhavan in Goa and stake claim to form government in Bihar. The RJD Tejasvi Yadav is announcing a similar plan. So, will this become a glue to, unite opposition parties, or does this just is this just noise that we should ignore? M.K. Venu, founding editor of the Wire.in, joins us now. In a bit, we should be joined by more editors. Good morning, Venu. Good to have you with us. First, politically, is this really significant? Can this be a glue to mount a challenge and unite opposition parties at all?
Yeah, Lata, the reason why the opposition parties, well, those who are in opposition to BJP, they are doing the symbolic protest. I would still call the protest in Goa, Bihar symbolic because, Lata, as you know, the Goa incident was endorsed by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court indeed endorsed the governor's discretion exercise in the case of Goa. But indeed, the Supreme Court also ensured that the majority be tested on the floor of the House within a short time, I think 3 days. So I expect that today also the Supreme Court would reduce the time period for testing the majority in Karnataka on the floor of the House. I think 15 days was too long a period. Even Yedurappa did not ask for more than a week. I think this governor has been rather generous in granting time, and he's come across as very partisan. But Lata, overall, the RJD in Bihar also, they know that the decision of the governor can't be reversed. But they want to do a protest now on an all-India basis. All the regional parties are coming together. And Lata, one singular message that I see coming out of Goa is that Congress has more or less decided that in states where regional parties are strong, they would even play second fiddle and try to build a broader unity to push BJP back rather than reduce the index of opposition unity. And that's a done thing for 2019, my view is.
Sure. In fact, I want to get Shekhar Gupta's view in as well. He's the founder and editor-in-chief of The Print. Shekhar, hi, good morning. You know, this whole drama that we've seen over the last 48 hours has actually hidden one thing: what Prime Minister Modi's impact would be on the 2019 elections. I mean, less than 3 months ago, BJP was not even in the race for Karnataka, and there was a lot of talk about how 2019 would not go their way. Given what we've seen so far, do you think it could strengthen the BJP's hold in 2019?
Well, first of all, I don't know who said 3 months back that BJP wasn't in the race in Karnataka. This was just wishful thinking by a bunch of journalists. And the old rule in Indian politics is that when, particularly elections, when all the journalists agree on one thing, exactly the opposite happens. And this has gone on from 1971, Indira Gandhi's big election onwards. Because I think people are, just as your people in the marketplace, your fund managers, etc., investors, people let their voting preferences color their judgment in journalism also. The BJP was always in the race. In fact, I'm surprised that they've fallen short by this much. Second, the Prime Minister is extremely popular personally. He remains extremely popular. I do not believe that any of his voters has given up on him yet. And they forgive him for many things, including economic distress, rising prices of petroleum. We are a multi-layered country. For a lot of BJP's committed voters, which also includes most people who dominate the markets in Bombay, the insecurity, I'm avoiding using the word hatred, the insecurity or fear or just the dislike of the Muslims overrides their economic concerns. So many of them will have their voting behavior voting preferences governed by that stronger sentiment.
Okay.
Voters go by the stronger sentiment. Voters don't do a matrix analysis. And on that basis, if you combine the two factors, that and Mr. Modi's personal appeal, particularly with young people, I think he's always remained a formidable threat in 2019. The only thing that changes the equation is the SP-BSP alliance in UP, and that's a solid factor. And let us see what impact that.
No, that is the point I was asking Venu as well. Do you think that this state politics in Karnataka can be a catalyst to unite opposition parties? The only chance, the only reason why the BJP may perhaps return with a much lower majority is if there is a genuine, unity among the opposition parties. Say, as Venu was saying, Congress aligning with several regional parties and regional parties themselves aligning, as you say, SP-BSP. Is this factor, the Karnataka factor, proving to be a catalyst or can prove to be a catalyst uniting opposition parties?
Yeah, as I told you, Lata, the Karnataka election has
Venu,
proved one thing to the Congress.
Venu, 1 minute. I wanted Shekhar's view on that as well. I just asked you that question. But Shekhar, do you think this can be a glue to unite opposition parties?
Well, I think opposition is finally acknowledging that Mr. Modi's or Modi-Shah BJP is what the Indira Congress was in the 70s. So that realization has now come in. But there is one difference. The crucial difference is that by that time, BJP, or as Jansangh was called then, had never ruled in India. So it did not have the hubris that the Congress party had. I mean, even now you see Congress party leaders saying, no, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan we can handle on our own, and Chhattisgarh will defeat the BJP. If they go with that attitude, Mr. Modi will walk all over them in 2019, I guarantee it to you. So Congress party, if they really want it to work, then has to allow space, say, to Mayawati in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, places where she wants to be present, but where Congress party sees a threat to what it considers its own voter base. So how do you expect Mayawati to share her voter base or her captive vote and the transferable captive vote in UP with you if you are not willing to give her any space in states where she wants to go, but where she has some influence but cannot win seats? So this requires not generosity on the Congress's part. This requires humility. I'm not sure they have it.
Okay. So, from a market standpoint, everyone's only pondering whether there'll be early elections or not, Shekhar. What's the sense you're getting? Is there a chance of an early election, or do you think Modi won't do what Vajpayee did?
Well, I would say that the markets should leave politics to voters, politicians and pundits. The tragedy in India is that markets allow their own voting preferences to color their judgment. As we have seen, politics doesn't affect the market so much. All the expectations the markets had of Mr. Modi in 2014 have been belied. I mean, if you look at any analysis over the past 4 years, India's corporate earnings have only risen 10%. It's the lowest ever in a very long time. Even the UPS last year, it was more than 10%. So markets like the BJP, market players like the BJP and like Mr. Modi, and it's fashionable to be obsessed about elections and politics. I would repeat what I say all the time. Don't play, for the market players, don't play Indian politics, play India's society. Because when you look at all the stuff that is unbuilt in India, from highways to railways to ports, to hospitals, to schools, to colleges, everything is unbuilt in India. So that will continue to be built, sometimes at a slightly lower pace, sometimes at a higher pace. People will keep coming out of poverty, and the pace will vary just a little bit now and then. I think, see, the pundits go wrong all the time with politics.
Yep.
I'd rather that market players focus on markets and don't go wrong there, because if they keep going wrong all the time, you find so many mutual funds are underperforming their indices.
Okay. But Shekhar, for the first time I see you speaking more like a business journalist, actually.
No, because they are
take your point.
Saving.
No, we can't not have political opinions. Everyone has that political opinion. Okay, Venu, So Venu, just to end this conversation, do you think if the BJP were somehow to manage in the 15 days or whatever the Supreme Court gives them, 3 days or 7 days, if they were to somehow manage, it will make a big difference to the national politics? And if they were to lose, will it make, and the Congress JDS comes, will it make a big difference? You know, we are not at the moment interested so much in Karnataka as in the implications for national politics.
Yeah, in the sense, Lata, whether they win or lose, we are seeing a phase of instability, at least in Karnataka. And the other point which I made was Congress is increasingly now realizing that in states where there are strong regional parties, and even in states where there was direct fight with the BJP like Madhya Pradesh, etc., they will have to accommodate people like Mayawati and others, and they will have to work together. And Lata, one more thing. Today I saw somebody was talking about markets and politics. I saw Business Standard has put out from Indira Gandhi's time, in each regime, how the markets have behaved. Obviously, they've taken 4 years because Modi government has completed 4 years. And Modi government and Vajpayee's government have been the worst performers as per the data put out by Business Standard.
You know, 4-year returns.
I was just quite fascinated by that.
Okay, but that must be coincidental, I assume. Okay, MK Venu and Shekhar Gupta, thank you very much for joining us. So there are two factors now in national politics, not just Mr. Modi's popularity, which is a given, but Congress's humility, whether that will come through to weld opposition parties.